and a warm welcome to Your Health Matters with me, Susan Mwongeli. Now, this is a forum that seeks to create awareness about health-related issues. And today we continue with our conversation on COVID-19. Now, the coronavirus pandemic has literally brought the whole world to a standstill. As we speak right now, the number of confirmed coronavirus cases have already surpassed the 1 million mark. Already, over 50,000 people have died of COVID-19. And here in Africa, the numbers too are increasing. We already passed 7,000 and the number of deaths are also climbing. And this is very worrying because our health systems are too weak and will not cope. And this is a conversation that has been ongoing for a very long time. People have spoken about this extensively, saying that our health systems will be overwhelmed, especially if this pandemic hits us in the same way it has hit other parts of the world. So we are being encouraged to be in the front line, to take personal responsibility to ensure that we protect ourselves from the coronavirus. And the World Health Organization has given out very clear guidelines that we can follow. For instance, washing your hands with soap and water regularly, maintaining social distancing, not touching your eyes, your nose, all that is very, very clear. But now, seeing that we have to stay at home, we also need to ensure that we continue to take care of our physical and our mental well-being. The World Health Organization is recommending a couple of steps. For one, try as much as possible to eat a nutritious meal. Why? This will not only boost your immunity, but it will also ensure that your body functions optimally. Two, limit alcohol consumption. Avoid sugary drinks. Do not smoke. Why? Smoking predisposes you to more complications in case you get COVID-19. Also, despite the circumstances that we find ourselves in, we are being encouraged to exercise for adults about 30 minutes a day and for children about 1 hour. And if you're working from home, ensure that you do not sit in one position for long periods of time. Beyond that, we need to take care of our mental well-being. And I don't know, for me, this has been happening. I feel bombarded, overwhelmed with all this news about COVID-19. You just switch on the television and it's tragic news about so many people who have died, and it can be overwhelming. So the World Health Organization says, if watching news or reading journals about COVID-19 gets you anxious, then do not do it. If anything, go out and speak to a loved one or somebody that you trust. Listen to music, play games, read a book, meditate, or even pray. Anything that will keep you sane during this time. But for now, I'd like us to focus on nutrition. Well, it's quite obvious what constitutes a nutritious meal, but there's certain things that we need to look out for. Are there certain foods that are more nutri-dense than others that we should be taking at this time? Are there food combinations that we need to avoid during this time or we need to adopt? Are there certain times of the day that when we take certain foods, the body then is able to absorb more? And then, I don't know if you've had this, but people are talking about this concoction. Here in East Africa, we call it dawa. It's a mixture of garlic, ginger, lemon, and honey. And a lot of people are saying that this will protect you from having or getting the coronavirus. And quite interestingly, I was reading that in Addis Ababa in Ethiopia, the prices of these commodities have skyrocketed. Again, because people believe that they have medicinal value. Is this true? Well, I cannot answer this, but what I did is I reached out to Lina Njoroge. She's a well-known nutritionist here in Kenya, and I asked her some of these questions, and also she did give some advice on things that we can do to ensure that we boost our immunity, especially this time. So join me for this Skype interview. Well, thank you very much for joining us, Lina. Let's just start off in a nutshell. What constitutes a nutritious meal? What specific food groups should we be looking at?
Okay. So at this point in time, when everybody is talking about boosting the immune system, we'll first start with a balanced diet. A balanced diet means that you're eating from all the food groups. You're eating your carbohydrates, and carbohydrates come from fat. They come from starches. They come from fruits and vegetables. You're eating all your protein. Your protein comes from plant. There's plant-based and there's animal-based, and you're also having fats and oils. So from there, you'll be able to get all your energy, your protein requirements. You'll be able to get your vitamins and minerals from the vegetables and the fruits. So one of the things that you need to increase on is vegetables and fruits. And for boosting the immune system, if you look for vegetables and fruits that are orange or yellow in color, those are very rich in vitamin A. And vitamin A is one of the nutrients that is good for boosting the immune system. And then look for foods that are rich in vitamin C, like the citrus fruits. Citrus fruits come from oranges, lemons, they come from even bell pepper or capsicum. So eat lots of fruits that are rich in vitamin C because they are they're good for boosting the immune system.
And something that I've heard you mention before is that whenever we're having our meals, we should try and have a rainbow kind of thing going on our plates.
Yes,
Yeah.
because when you're eating, especially the vitamins, the vegetables and fruits, those are the ones that are very rich in vitamins and minerals. So try and think about a rainbow color, because each color actually has different nutrients and phytonutrients. Like for example, as I mentioned, the yellow and the orange in fruits and vegetables, like the mango, carrots, pawpaw, those are very rich in vitamin A. And then the red fruits, or vegetables like beetroot or tomato, are
Mm.
very rich in lycopene, which is good even for prostate health. Then, of course, the green leafy vegetables were very rich in vitamin C as well. So the different colors will have a unique chemical or phytonutrient that will add in the boosting the immune system. But generally, all vegetables and fruits have vitamin C. But of course, the citrus fruits are much richer in vitamin C.
Are there certain food combinations that work, or are there certain food combinations that we should avoid if we're trying to maximize on nutrients?
Yes, so basically when we eat our food, when you're eating your balanced diet, your carbohydrates, your protein, all your meals should have carbohydrates, proteins, and fats. So when you eat, one of the things that happen is that the starches actually start being digested in the mouth, with the saliva. And then the proteins will take a little bit longer. The fats also take a little bit longer. So what you need to avoid is to eat your food and take tea or take water. You know how we have a habit of eating your food with tea, or
Mm-hmm.
immediately after eating your food you take water. So avoid taking water with your food and tea with your food. Reason is because when you take tea, the tannin in the tea, or if you take coffee, the caffeine will bind some of the nutrients that the body requires. Another thing that you need to avoid is eating your fruits with your food, because there's what we call the nutrient to nutrient interaction. So some nutrients may bind the vitamins that you need from the fruits. So eat your fruits, and that's why we say eat your fruits on an empty stomach.
I'm sure you've heard this already, but there are those that say that there are certain herbs and also things like garlic, ginger, and lemon. All these things can help you fight the coronavirus. Is this true?
So the dawa, as we call it, which is a mixture of ginger, lemon, and honey, is not what will prevent you from getting coronavirus. What will prevent people from getting coronavirus is following the guidelines that have been given by the government, social distancing, washing your hands, disinfecting, and those guidelines we've been hearing on and off. That's what will prevent us from. But in regards to our bodies, the ginger, the lemons, and the honey, the garlic, those have unique therapeutic properties that are medicinal, that help to strengthen the immune system, so that then if somebody gets a flu or any infection, then it finds an immune system that is already strong to fight it. So it's very important to add those to the diet, those condiments to the diet. Ginger can be used, in the tea or for cooking. You can use garlic. It has a very nice taste when you cook your food with garlic. Lemon, you can put even in your salad. Remember, we are saying eat lots of vegetables. So when you eat even raw vegetables, now that we are talking about disinfecting, lemon is a natural disinfectant. So you can actually uh, put it in your salad. Or even when you're washing your vegetables, put some lemon in it because it kills all the germs that are there. Then honey also is very good. It's therapeutic. It has some medicinal value. So when you combine that to make what we call dawa, and I've made one for myself here.
Oh, okay.
Yes, and try and drink it hot. So that suits your system, and you can be drinking this throughout. You can put it in the food. So it's not really what will prevent you from getting the virus, but it will help the body fight any infections, any viruses. So have it in as part of your diet.
So how about those ones who already have a compromised immunity or with pre-existing conditions, like for instance, what should a person with diabetes be taking at this time, or a pregnant woman, or a lactating mother?
Yes, so definitely any chronic illness will cause the immune system to be very low. So for example, as you mentioned, diabetes, when somebody has diabetic, their immune system is much compromised than a person who does not have. But still, it has to go with the rule of thumb, eating a balanced diet. They have to eat their carbohydrates. It's not the myth that diabetic people are not supposed to eat carbohydrates. They're just supposed to eat, small portions. So they need to eat their carbohydrates that are not highly processed. They need to eat their vegetables. They need to eat their fruits. So now, for a person who's diabetic, one of the things that we recommend is that they spread out all their calories throughout the day, and to make sure that they are eating foods that are rich in nutrients, that are not highly processed, because some of the foods that are highly processed, then they have removed all the vitamins and the minerals, so they are eating empty calories. So eating plant-based foods, foods that are naturally grown on the ground, those ones are not processed, so those have
Like
very they're rich in
bananas,
vitamins.
guavas, and all that, eh?
Yes, exactly. Like the sweet potatoes, the arrowroots, matoke, anything that comes from the ground that is plant-based, that has not undergone any process, will have lots of vitamins and minerals. And one of the things that I like to encourage people is, if you're having your potato or even fruit, when you peel, the 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 minerals are right under the peel. So anytime you peel and you throw the peel away, you're actually throwing a lot of vitamins and minerals that you require. So try and eat foods. You can scrub your potato and you don't have to peel it completely. If it's fruits like a mango, don't peel it. Eat it with the peel, but of course wash it thoroughly with soap and water.
Okay, sometimes when you talk about nutritious meals, sometimes it can be very expensive to get these foods. But can you just tell us some very basic foods that we should ensure that we have them in our plates, but on a budget?
Okay. So what I try to tell people is eat foods, local foods, foods that are available in your locality, in the market. If you buy foods from the market, that is coming from the farm, you'll find different, like in our Kenyan scenario, different places will have plenty of, let's say, potatoes or cabbages. Other places will have different kinds of foods. So as long as you have the basic, the carbohydrates, it could be your potatoes. You have the traditional vegetables; those ones you'll find in most places, and they're very rich in vitamins and minerals because they are dark. Any dark colored vegetables is very rich in vitamins. And then have a protein, and the protein could be, as I mentioned, animal based or plant based. Animal based being either chicken, meat, fish. If somebody cannot afford that, they can still get the protein from the beans, the lentils, the pulses, things like dengos, jahes. All those will give you the protein. The other source of protein is milk and eggs. So a simple meal is baby ugali. People are familiar with ugali, sukuma wiki, and a protein like an egg. So that's actually a very balanced meal. And then, of course, make sure to add a fruit, and have fruits that are in season. We'll always find bananas, we'll always find mangoes, we'll always find oranges, the different seasons of the year. So githeri is another very easy
Mm-hmm.
meal, because the beans gives you the protein, the maize gives you the carbohydrates. The beans also give you carbohydrates. Then add some vegetables, some carrots, some courgettes, some anything that is green, or some. Then you can add some cabbage. Then that's actually a very balanced meal. And make sure you have oils in your food, you're cooking oil. Because when you don't have fats and oils in your diet, then you become deficient in certain vitamins and minerals, especially vitamin A, D, E, and K. And those actually are they actually are involved in building the immune system. So those vitamins and minerals need a fat or an oil base to be absorbed in the body. So when you don't eat food with oil, then you're not getting those vitamins and you become deficient, and then your immune system is compromised. So bottom line is, or the rule of thumb is, have your carbohydrates, which comes from fruits and vegetables, and starches. Have your proteins, which can be from animal protein or plant protein, and have your fats and oils. There you'll get your vitamins and minerals from that.
Okay. Well, thank you very much for that. It's always a
Yeah.
pleasure to have you with us.
Well, that's it for today. I hope that you've been able to get a thing or two that will help you, especially during this time. And if you have any questions, please do not hesitate. Send them over, and I'll try my very best to reach out to a health practitioner who can answer your questions. And before we go, please subscribe to my channel so that you can be able to get new information that I'll be posting out there. And also watch, like, and share. Yeah, until next time, please do keep safe, and let's keep our faith that everything will be fine. Let's play our part, try to protect yourself, and the rest we leave it to God, because ultimately it's He who will determine our fate. You take care. Bye bye.